Let's try this again, shall we? Hi, Flosstube. It's Katie the Stash Queen coming to you on this Monday, August the 8th. I hope everyone has had a good stitchy week. I had a great week. Don't have any whip holdovers this week. Yay! Got a lot of progress done on a lot of pieces. Got a lot of haul in. We are counting down until the start of the new school year. I'm excited. The kids are not. Got a few appointments to do this week in preparation for that, but all in all, it's been a good week. Got a ton to talk about today, so I apologize in advance because I'm probably going to talk quickly, but let's go ahead and get started. Before I get into my 2 weeks worth of Q&A, I have a message for the trolls out there. First off, thank you to all of my subscribers who have posted kind comments when trolls start coming out there. But for the trolls, I don't normally acknowledge you because I don't feel you're worth acknowledging. I pity you for the sad existence you must live if you feel it is important enough to create anonymous handles and try to belittle or bash or insult or demean someone who takes the time to do Flosstube videos. And I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about anyone that you trolls feel like going in after. It is a reflection on you and the sad state of your life, not a reflection on me. You're not going to get to me. I don't care about your opinion. The opinions I care about are my friends and my family, and you are not one of those. So, you're not going to get me to change what I'm doing. You're not going to get me to stop doing Flosstube. You're not going to hurt my feelings. If anything, I laugh and I pity you. And I do hope you get the help that you clearly need in order to, find some worth in your life beyond having to go and troll people on Flosstube of all things. Anyway, that nastiness aside, Q&A, 2 weeks worth. All right, we're going to go quick through these because I already went through them once and realized my video had stopped recording because of a phone call. Victorian Stitcher asked, just out of curiosity, with all of your whips, is there one that stands out as a favorite? Not really. I love all of my whips. Some I love more than others. I might say my Chatelaines. I might say my Pumpkin Passport just because of the Hoovionizing I've done on it. But I like them all. And it depends on the day, really, what would probably be considered my favorite. Mickey Moscow said, I have a question about a half square cross stitch. When it shows on the chart that both colors are half stitch, how do you do that? I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to. It can be referring to several different things. If you could do me a favor, Mickey, and take a picture, not of the entire chart, but just like of a little section that you're talking about, and send me the picture either through YouTube Messenger or through Facebook Messenger. You can find me on the Stitch Mania group. I'll be happy to take a look and try to answer your question better, but I'm having a hard time visualizing what you mean. So I'm sorry I can't help you more than that. Pemberley Woods asks, how do you know how much thread you'll need for a project? Is there a special equation like there is for figuring out fabric size? If there's a special equation, I don't know it. But a lot of pattern designers are really good about telling you how much thread you may need in a project. Some will go so far as to tell you on 14 count, you will need, X length of this one color. So you can figure out, do you need to get another skein or not? Some will tell you you're going to need at least 2 skeins of this color. Kate from Kate Worthington, who's doing the Lakeside Needlecraft Stitch Along, did a fantastic job of telling you how much thread you're going to need depending on the size of the fabric that you used, whether you used 14 or 28 or 32 or whatever you may have used. And so if it just is a matter of really kind of looking at the pattern. I personally will look at my stash, and if I have at least half a skein of floss on bobbin, then I don't worry too much. If I have less than that, then I'll go through my stash and if necessary order a color if I need to get more of a color. Sandra Stitchers asked, as you're a big user of floss other than DMC, could you please tell me your thoughts on Mo's if you've used them? Oh dear Sandra Stitches, I have used Mo's so much. She's looking at buying some of the silks, and Mo's seemed like a good price. She's bought dinky dyes for a project that she hasn't started, so I have no comparison. I have used Mo's Sale. I'm an avid Mo's Sale user. I only recently stopped getting the auto order of Mo's Sale just because of how much I have. I had to put a stop somewhere. And now I just buy it if I like the colors. Mo's I enjoy using. I'm using it currently on my Magical Creatures calendar, my Pumpkin Passport, my Postcards from the World. I used it on the Storytime sampler from Frosted Pumpkin. I used it on the Zodiac sampler from Clouds Factory. I have it in several pieces that I'm working on now, several pieces I've already completed. I enjoy working with Mo's. That said, most silks are more like satins than they are silks, which is fine. It gives it a beautiful sheen. I like the colors, but it is very different than from, say, a Gloriana or a Dinky Dyes, that are much more silk, like what you would feel on a fabric, rather than the satiny type feel. But they're great to use. They come in some beautiful colors. You just need to kind of use them in shorter strands, so they don't tangle up so easily, but I enjoy them. And you can look, I'll show you them, the Magical Creatures calendar in a little bit here, and you can see what I've used it, how it's come out for me, because it's got both silks and cottons in it. Tammy Young said, I remember you said something about the bags you keep your projects in. What did you say they are? Ziploc gallon storage bags, or any other variation thereof, but the gallon size. Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Hi, Jessie. Who's already started planning out her styles for next year. I'm impressed. How many whips are you up to now? 251 as of this morning. I've started 220 something new starts this year so far, but that includes things like the Year of Celebrations, where I'm counting each start for the Year of Starts, but it's one piece. That sort of thing. It is 251 individual pieces that I have so far. Let's see here. Rachel Rochette asked, how much time do you give to each project you are stitching, and does it differ by category, start, whip, focus for finish, etc.? I gave a outline of my rotation at the beginning of this year, and I've totally blown it up. Just because of the way life has happened and such. I try to give 30 minutes on every piece in a day. My new starts for year starts only get 30 minutes on it. All of my other stitch alongs, the monthly ones, the annual ones, the whatever it may be, I try to get at least 30 minutes to an hour a day on it if I can. It just kind of depends on the day, but 30 minutes per piece is generally what I do, and I will switch through multiple pieces in a day. Lee Totsky asked, where did I get the My Little Pony from? It's from Pixels in Stitches. I'll be showing it later through my progress from this past week, so I'll put a link to it below. Sharon Lamanzi asked, first she had apparently asked this question before and I didn't answer it. I'm sorry. Can I share any online resources for perforated paper? 123 Stitch is where I get most of mine, but most of the local needlework shops that you can shop on online, you can find perforated paper, but I usually buy mine from 123 Stitch. Southern Stitcher asked if I could do a flip preview of the Teresa Wentzler Fantasy Collection book if I haven't done so already. I think I did, but I couldn't tell you which video I did it on. I'll be happy to do it at the very end of this video. Then TL Barnett asked, what is the best method to use to figure out how much fabric you need for a project? I want to do, for example, the alphabet, and how do I figure out how much space between each one? Does that make sense? Really, it's time and counting and math. When I am planning on doing a piece, like multiple pieces as one, I sit down and I look at what are the sizes of all of the pieces that I'm doing, so I can figure out the total height and the total width of the piece. I determine based on my own personal decision on how many spaces to give between each of the individual pieces, whether it's one row or two rows or two columns or whatever. Sorry, got reminders on my screen. Come on, go away, reminders. It's a matter of sitting down and taking the time and figuring out how much of the stitch, what will be the final stitch count, length, the height and width. And then once I have that information, I will go into my stitch calculator and type in, this is the total height, this is the total width, this is how many inches I want around each side, click, and it'll calculate and tell me how big of a piece of fabric that I need. But it takes time and sitting down and counting. Aussie Stitcher asked if I have a spare hoop on hand in case mine broke, or do I use more than one hoop? I have 3 hoops that I use, a 5-inch, a 7-inch, and a 10-inch. It depends on the size of the piece for what I do, but I don't have like a spare 10-inch hoop lying around. If my hoop, they're all plastic. So really what is the greatest risk of having issues with is the twisty, turny thing at the top. I'm not so worried about the hoops themselves, but if something happened and I needed to, and one of my hoops broke, I could go and make do until I could go and get a replacement. Wendy Davis asked, how do you remember where all your needle minders are from? One, I am tracking it in my cross stitch app. Two, I only buy from a select group of needle minder shops, so I can generally figure out which ones I bought them from. Now, granted, this week I took all of my needle minders off of all of my projects because Kate, the Queen of Start, stared me too. See, minders behind me there, minders behind me there. There's a ton of them. So things I've shown you before with the minders, make it totally new needle minders on them when I get pulling back up next time. Oh well. And then Shirley Cox asked who is the designer for the Sherlock piece that I showed in my Year of Starts video. It's Natalie Needlework. I will put a link to it below. So that is all of my questions for this week. Thank you everyone as always for your questions. If you have any, or if I failed to answer one of your questions, just feel free to ask it below and I'll be happy to get to you guys next week. Okay, week in review. So this month I decided I didn't want to wait until the very end of the month to be scrambling to finish all of my monthly stitch-alongs. So I picked up one and I decided I'm going to work on that one in the evening after I do my other things until it is finished. So the first one that I picked up is the Magical Creatures Calendar by Clouds Factory. And this is the August one over here, the unicorns that I'm working on. And this is all done on 32 Opal Belfast and Diva from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, using flosses and silks from Mo's sale. So here, let me give you a little bit of a, like this August, it's kind of hard to tell here, that's a silk. I did her hair, or this unicorn's hair and mane in a silk. A lot of this green over here is silk, the blue in the wing. So yeah, you can do all sorts of things with Mo's, just to readdress the earlier question. So I'm about, I would say, halfway done with the August block. So I'll keep working on that. And once I finish the August block, I'll move on to whichever one is calling to me next. Postcards from the World this month is Sydney. The Pumpkin Passport is India. And the Lakeside Needlecraft is Pegasus. So I've got 3 other great sals to pick up once I finish this one. But I didn't do anything on them this week, so I'm not going to show them all. Focus for a finish. I'm still working on Some Days You're the House by Coffee Stitcher Designs. And here it's on a solo die from Silk Weavers. I did more of the house. And I have my Witch Needle Minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. This also comes up as a whip this week, so it'll get a little bit more attention this week. Assuming I keep on my really good rotation that I've been doing with the whips. Then the Annual Mania Sal this week was a chatelaine week for me. So I worked on my Baltic Sea mandala. And it is being done on 32 Lugana in Mercedes from Picture This Plus. I remembered it this week. Didn't get a ton done on it this week, but I got more blue sparkle in the middle. It's hard to tell, but there's lots of blue sparkle. Rainbow Gallery. And then my needle minder is the Starfish needle minder that I got from Gina's Unique Boutique. But I've seen it in several other places since then. Then the monthly Mania Stitch Along for August, put this back in here, is All That Glitters, where we are doing things that either have metallics or beads in them. And for week 1, I worked on Angel of Compassion from Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is just on an 18 count off-white Aida. So much critic. 1 second. Doorbell rang. Have fun looking at my needle minders. I'll be right back. I am so sorry. The people to replace the skylight that was burst in April, I think it was, with the hailstorms. The skylight's finally fixed, so they're here to fix it. So, yay! Okay. Catching my breath. Angel of Compassion by Heaven and Earth Designs. All Krennic. So I added several more rows of Krennic this week. And my minder is from Minding My Minders, this little baby weeping angel. Whew. Running up and down stairs. It's tiring. Then on Friday, we started the Summer Olympic Challenge in Stitch Mania, and it's been so much fun so far to see how everyone has been tackling the challenges. We gave a different challenge every day. The first 3 days were, one day you worked on the blue Olympic, in honor of the blue Olympic ring, you worked on something blue. In honor of the opening ceremony, you worked on an international piece. In honor of the yellow Olympic ring, you worked on something with yellow. We've got it all planned out until the end of the Olympics. It's been a lot of fun. So, first 3 days. First one was the blue Olympic ring, and I worked on the ABCs of Parenting by Lizzie Kate. And this is on 32 Lugana in Earthen from Picture This Plus, and I'm doing it 1/2. So I finished the word fair and did accept all in the blue. It's a whole piece. And I have my little Teresa needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. But it's been great because everyone kind of tackles the challenges differently. And it's just been a lot of fun. Instead of doing, one piece for an entire month for a stitch along, it gets everyone who is participating in this challenge switching out pieces every day for it. Or picking one of those really awesome pieces that fit nearly everything, which is cool. For the second day, it was the opening ceremonies, even though the opening ceremonies was the first day, but that's okay. And we did an international theme. So I did St. Peter's from Heritage Stitchcraft. And this is on 28 count white even weave. It's an old piece of mine. So here's where I am now. I worked on that darker brown on the top. And then here's my little Coliseum needle minder from Minding My Minders. A lot of people did postcards or the pumpkin passport for the International Day, which is appropriate. Then the third, so yesterday's, was work on something yellow for the yellow Olympic ring, and I worked on Art Nouveau daffodils, and this is from the Just Cross Stitch March-April 2013 issue. And I am doing it on a 32 count natural Belfast. And here is where I am now. I had done that center daffodil piece, and so I worked on these other 2 daffodil portions. And I have a little bell needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. So those are what the Olympic Challenge was for this past week. I'll have all the ones for next week here in a second. Year of starts. Got through all of my year of starts. First 4 are all electronic patterns, so I'll put links to them. The first one was Pretty Little Paris by Satsuma Street, and I'm doing this on 32 Jobelin and Sailor's Delight from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. There's where I started, and I have a little Parisian needle minder from Minding My Minders. That's it. Grab the wrong bag. Then the next one was Twilight Sparkle from the My Little Pony collection, and these are all being done on perforated plastic. So there is the start for Twilight Sparkle and my little nifty, or my needle minder from Minding My Minders with the My Little Ponies. Then the next one was the August Poppy from the Vermilion Stitchery teacup collection. So here is the start of the August poppy right there. And I'm doing this entire series on 32 Belfast in Whimsical Winter from Under the Sea Fabrics. And my little coffee needle minder from Minding My Minders. Then the next one was Harry, Ron, and Hermione from Wee Little Stitches. And I am doing this on 32 Joblin and Butterbeer from Under the Sea Fabrics. So there's the start of Harry in the middle. And I have a blingy Gryffindor needle minder from Minding My Minders. Then the next one is the thread storage label, and this is the series that was in Cross Stitch Gold October 2012. See if you can see, got all the different threads. There's the one right there in the middle, and I am doing this on white perforated paper, and I'm using DMC Coloris 4054 for this. So there's the start so far. And I do plan on mounting this and finishing it in some way, so when I have this room organized, this will be by my threads, as it should be. Then the next one was Mittens, and this is from Cross Stitch and Needlework, January 2014. And I am doing that on a 32 Opal Belfast Jewel from Under the Sea Fabrics. And here is where I got to and this is my little blingy Snow Girl needle minder from Nifty Needle Manies. Then the next one is my August portion of Year of Celebrations. It's from that series from Cross Stitch and Needlework. And the entire series is being done on 32 Belfast in Autumn from Under the Sea Fabrics. So here is the August portion started, and here's the entire piece. And I have a little needle minder from Minding My Minders. And then I had one extra start this week. I'm so excited. Why did I have an extra start this week, can you ask? Because look what finally came in the mail! The little pack for the Patriotic Sampler finally came in the mail. So we have the Patriotic Sampler from Jeanette Douglas Designs. And I am doing that on, let's get this underneath here, 28 Joblin rather, in Liberty from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And so I got it started. Yay! And have my minder from Brenda's Minders and More. And I give very specific instructions on how to do this cross-stitching, the order to do it for the way of the variegation to lie. But I was so excited. This actually came in Monday after I did my video where I was lamenting that it still hadn't come yet. But it's here now. Yay! And then my whips for the week. Like I said, I was able to get through all of my whips this week. Yay! First one is an electronic pattern. It is called The Sampler Through the Stones from Crown Street Cottage. Let me get this big honking piece of fabric and my minder back on it. And this is being done on 32 Belfast and Umbriel from Under the Sea Fabrics. I worked on more roof. More roof. Roof is almost done though. Yay! And my minder is an Outlander needle minder from Minding My Minders. Then, sorry, I know I'm kind of rushing through, but I've got a time clock that I have to meet so I can leave for an appointment. Then the next one was Santa by Jim Shore from Mill Hill. And this is the fabric that came with the kit. So here's where I was able to got some more of his red done down here on his outfit. Got a little blingy Christmas tree from Gina's Unique Boutique. Then the next one was Santa and Rudolph by Mill Hill. And here's where we are now. I got some more of the red done. All of that red is new in his outfit. Let's see, get his in there. Lots of Santa themed stuff. That's what happens when you do things in alphabetical order. Then the next one was from the 365 Cross Stitch Designs 2013 issue. It's the Santa Sleigh Ride by Joan Elliott. And I am doing this on 32 Belfast in, Opal Belfast rather, in Winter Solstice from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And I worked a little bit more on the sleigh. And I have my blingy Rudolph Needleminder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one is an electronic pattern, so I'll put a link to it below. It is Sherlock from Wee Little Stitches. And this is being done on a 32 Belfast solo dyed from Silk Weavers and worked more on Sherlock. It's my blood splattered murder fabric. He's got the purple shirt. And I have a Watson and Sherlock Needleminder from Minding My Minders. And then the next one is the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle mini library from Clouds Factory. It's also an electronic pattern. And here is where I got to work. This is being done on 32 Lugana in pewter from Picture This Plus. And I have a little Sherlock and Irene Needleminder from Minding My Minders. And then my last whip for this week is my Skater's Village tree skirt from the Dimensions Gold collection. And let's see. Here it is. I worked on the outlining of the boy in the sled on the ice, and then added a little bit more pink into the reflection on the ice. Yay! So that was it for this past week. Like I said, lots and lots of stitching. So, plans for the upcoming week. For my monthly stitch alongs, I'm going to keep working on the Magical Creatures calendar until it is finished. And then I will pick whichever one I want to go to next. I'm going to work on Focus for the Finish, Some Days You're the House. For the annual Mania Stitch Along this week, it is a Brooks Books week for me. And we're on to the Spirit of Cross Stitch Angel. And I had already finished her wings and the puppy before. And then I had started on her little basket the last time I worked on her. So we'll get some more worked on her this week. Then for the monthly Mania Stitch Along, it is All That Glitters week 2 starts today. I'm going to work on Crowns for the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor because this is done entirely in Rainbow Gallery. And I am doing this on, 32 Lugana in Legacy from Picture This Plus. And here's what I've got so far. Sparkly. And I got my Crown Needleminder from Brenda's Minders and More. Then the Olympic Stitch Along. We got a full week of Olympic stitching ahead. I've been enjoying watching the Olympics. The cauldron for Rio is gorgeous. So today we are doing aquatic events, so anything with water. So I'm going to work on my Italian Vista from Dimensions Gold collection because it's got all that water down there. And here's where we are at this point. So I'll work more on the water down on the bottom. And I have my Italy Needleminder from No Name Needleminders. Then this one here. For the next one is the Olympic rings. We're going to do the black ring. And so I'm going to work on Queen of Quite a Lot from Scarlet House, because all that text is black pretty much. And I am doing this on a 32 count natural linen. Here's where I am at this point. And I have my Queen needle minder from Minding My Minders. Then the next one is in honor of gymnastics events. We're supposed to work on something with specialty stitches. So I'm going to work on the Twisted Rainbow Sampler again from the Northern Expressions Needleworks. And this is being done on 32 Lugana and Ariel from Picture This Plus. Here's where I am. So I'm going to finish, hopefully going to try to finish off that band of specialty stitches. And I have a little rainbow lollipop needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next day, I'll have to put a link to this below because I misplaced my book and what I have is black and white and not a good picture. But for the green Olympic ring, I'm going to be working on my Butterfly Fairy by Joan Elliott. It's in the Fairy Enchantment book and I seem to have misplaced that somewhere. So I can put a link to it below. But I'm going to be working, she is on 28 Joblin and Lady of the Lake from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And I'm going to work more on the green in her wings. And I have a pretty butterfly needle minder from Delicious Threads. Then the next day I'm kind of cheating because it's the triathlon and the challenge is to work on 3 different pieces in the day. So I'm going to count my Year of Starts piece, my Brooks Books piece, and my All That Glitters stitch along piece for my 3 pieces that day. So nothing new to show you there. Then the day after that, we are doing the red Olympic ring. And so I'm going to work on Miscellany in red, which is from the Just Cross Stitch February 2014 issue. Can't get much more red than that. And it is just being done on a 28 count white Joblin. And here's where I got to when I last worked on it. Have a little red heart crown needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. And then the last event for this week is the equestrian events. And the challenge is to work on something with an animal in it, preferably a horse. I am going to work on Applejack from Pixels and Stitches, the My Little Pony series, and see if maybe I can get her finished up. So that's my plans for the Olympics. Year of Starts. Okay, so this week in the Year of Starts, first off, I've got the Classic Christmas Charm Ornament number 5, which is that one right there. And this entire series is being done on 32 Joblin in Simply Sage from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here's where I finished it off last time. So the 5th one will be down here. And I have my little Santa needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one that I have is my next installment in the Naughty Reindeer Train, which is the tree car, which is right over here. And this is from the Cross Stitch Needlework Holiday 2015 issue, and I'm just doing that series on silver perforated paper, and here are the 2 that I've already started so far. So, more to come on that. Then the next one I have is from Stitchy Box and Northern Expressions Needleworks, the Peacock Medallion. And it's a kit. So it's got the fabric and the floss and all that fun stuff in there. And I have my little blingy blue thread bobbin needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then the next one is Basil from Just Cross Stitch June 2015, which is this one right down here. And I will be doing that on just plain 28 count white even weave, and I have a little flower cameo needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. That's 4. The next new start is going to be Spring Window from World of Cross Stitching issue number 201. And I am doing that on 28 Joblin in Junebug from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I think that'll be lovely. And my minder is just a little tree needle minder from Minding My Minders. Then the next one that I have is from the Just Cross Stitch 2015 ornament issue. It is Dear Santa. Dear Santa, I've been good all year. Okay, most of the time. Once in a while, never mind, I'll buy my own stuff. And I'm doing it on a 28 count white Joblin, and my minder is Have You Been Naughty or Nice from Gina's Unique Boutique. I apologize in advance. I can start hearing the noises, or I'm starting to hear the noises of people getting on my roof. Sorry. And then the last for the new starts this week is from the 2012 ornament issue of Just Cross Stitch. And it is Christmas with Jane Austen, which is this one right here. To be fond of dancing was a certain step towards falling in love. And I am doing that on 32 Belfast and Irene from Under the Sea Fabrics. And I have my Keep Calm and Read Jane Austen needle minder from Kate the Queen of Starts. Are you tired yet from all my plans? Because I still have a week worth of whips to show you. So whips this upcoming week. First off is Sleeping Beauty by Joan Elliott. And I am doing this on 28 Joblin in Bridget from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Here's where we are at this point. And I have a pinup Aurora needle minder from Gina's Unique Boutique. Then the next one is also by Joan Elliott. It's the Snowdrop Fairy. And I am doing this one on 28 Lugana in Midsummer Night from Under the Sea Fabrics. Here is where we are at this point. I have a blingy needle minder from Gina's Unique Boutique. I can hear drilling. It would be nice not to have a hole in my roof anymore. Then the next one is Soleil from Cross Stitch and Needlework July 2014. And I am doing that on 32 Joblin in Georgia Peach from Under the Sea Fabrics. And here is where we are at this point. And a little blingy needle minder from Gina's Unique Boutique. Then the next one is Some Days View the House by Coffee Stitcher. So I'll work on that. Then after that, from the Just Cross Stitch 2013 issue, Halloween issue, it is The Spell Store, which I am doing on 32 Belfast and Jack's Rum from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here's where we are at this point, just the start of that little cauldron down there. And I have my Blingy Witch needle minder from Nifty Needle Nannies. Then after that is Spirit of Cross Stitch Angel. So I've already got that out for my Brooks Books week. And then the last one this week is The Spirit of Oz Santa from Brooks Books. So I will probably continue to hopefully work on, if not finish, The Lion. So those are all my whips for this week. Oh my goodness. Got a lot to do. But I'm excited. It's all good things. All right, Stashquisitions. I'm going to show you everything except for Stitchy Box, which I'm going to do in a separate unboxing video, which may be later today because I've already looked through it and it's awesome and I'm excited, but let's go ahead and get started. I had placed an order with Joann's a while ago and it just came through. I got the Krennic Silk Mori set because I've been wanting it, so I got that. And then 2 more cones of floss. This one is $37.99 and this one is $3.21. Then Brooks Books a while ago had a sale like 50% off everything. So I got the Sophronia, the Steampunk Witch, which I think she's just so awesome. And then I got these just to have in my stash in case I need them. No rush to print to use them, but it is a baby girl. Then the baby boy Sunshine line. And then this is the Just Married Sunshine line. Good things to have in my stash in case they're needed. Then, along with the Patriotic Sampler from Stitching Bits and Bobs, the rest of the order came in with that. I got a fat quarter of 28 count white Lugana, and then some threads I needed for some pep. This is Gentle Arts Honeydew. This is a Water Lilies. It's called Fraise du Bois. This is another Water Lilies. It is Lemon and Lime. We have a Krennic, number 4 braid in 192. This is Gentle Arts Cherry Wine. Gentle Arts in Bayberry. This is Gentle Arts in Garden Gate. And this is Gentle Arts in Mistletoe. Then I have an order that came in from Moe's from colors that she had made that I liked. And I think I got multiples of all of them. So here is Poppy Field. Here is Oz. Awesome green. This is Munchkins. Let's see here. We've got, I'm trying to get so I can jump. Cowardly Lion, pretty browns. This is Glinda. This is Dorothy Gale. I like this one a lot. It's really cool. Blacks and grays. This is Tin Man. This is the Wizard, which are more dark purples. This is Toto. And this is Yellow Brick Road. So obviously the Oz line. And then because you know me, I got Needleminders. I ordered the 2 Needleminders from Frosted Pumpkin for the new limited edition. So got both of those, the Trick or Treat and then the National Parks ones. Then I got an order from Delicious Threads. The chart's really cute. I love them all. Then from Nessa's Needleminders, I got some of the more pin-up ones. And here's these, plus I love Doctor Who, 2 hearts, because he has 2 hearts. Another crown, because hello. And then, of course, Nifty Needle Nannies. She had a sale on the button ones, so I got a ton of the button ones. Plus an Outlander one for Sassenach over there. Aren't they cool? Team Valor. Then I also got from Picture This Plus, this is not part of their sale. I ordered this before the sale. I got another fat half of doubloon in 32 Lugana because I may be using, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to be using for the Harry Potter, Giant Harry Potter, and this is an option. And then I won't flip through this unless you guys want me to next time. But I got my calendar for 2017 that I'm going to use for all my stitch-alongs in here. And it's a Captain Swan. Because I love my Killian Jones and Captain Swan. I'm a Once Upon a Time dork. So last thing I'm going to do real quick is the flip through of the Best of Teresa Wensler's Fantasy Collection book. Let's see here. This is Rapunzel. Then next we have Day, which is one of my whips. Then we have Night, which is one of my planned starts. Then this is Magical Night. Like that one. This is Carousel. I've seen this done several times. It's gorgeous. This is the Castle Sampler. This is Stroke of Midnight, aka Cinderella. I love her too. I would want to do her some point. This is The Castle. I've seen this and done. It's stunning. This is Pegasus. A lot of green. This is Unicorn. And that is it. The rest of the book is all chart portions and stuff. So great book. Lots of really fantastic patterns in here. I highly recommend it. So, sorry to rush through here at the end, but my mom's going to be over here in any minute. Plans, I'm working on kitting up September, so I'll show that video when I can. Getting ready for the school year and how that goes too. Starting to plan out my pieces for my stitch alongs for next year. We're just going to take a while. I have a stitchy box video that I'm going to do today, but it may not be till later tonight when I get back from all of my appointments this afternoon. So anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful stitchy week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!